We chose the Hector Pieterson Memorial as the launch of the Youth Employment Accord. In this area, on 16 June 1976, young people took part in a protest that was to change the course of our nation's history, inspiring a people to stand up against education policies based on inferiority and exclusion. Today, we come together to pledge to cooperate to ensure a new generation of young people have skills and decent jobs, to promote inclusion and to recognize that the millions of young people who need jobs are also millions of young, potentially productive economic citizens who can create wealth and promote economic development. Providing jobs for young people is not an act of charity, but a fundamentally necessary means to realize our nation's economic goals. This economy needs young people as much as young people need jobs. We have chosen to launch the Accord now in April, our month of freedom, which will, from 27 April, begin the one-year countdown to the first 20 years of our democracy. When this month ends, the month of May starts with International Workers' Day in the month of the worker. And that month follows June as National Youth Month. The commitments in the Accord will be rolled out over these 3 months: the month of freedom, the month of the worker, and the month
interventions that contribute towards the improvement of the quality of life of everyone who comes into our province, Gauteng. You are also welcome, national government, to the province of Gauteng, to the city of Johannesburg, the origin of humankind, and in the township of Nelson Mandela, the township of Desmond Tutu.
We launched the youth employment strategy that commits the major players in the economy and the organizations of young people to a real and concrete partnership. Only collaboration and cooperation between the youth themselves, government, business, and labor can address the challenges we face around joblessness. The Youth Employment Accord has 6 commitments. The first is on education and training. It commits in particular to improve education and training opportunities for the gap grouping between school leaving and first employment. The second commitment is on work exposure, to connect young people with employment opportunities through support for job placement schemes and work readiness promotion programs for young school leavers that provide young people with work experience. The third commitment is to strengthen measures that increase the number of young people employed in the public sector through coordinating and scaling up existing programs under Youth Brigade program coordinated with the National Youth Service Program. The fourth commitment is to youth targets set aside in particular industries, particularly new industries where young people can be drawn in large numbers and should be progressively realized. This includes clear targets for new jobs in areas such as infrastructure, the business process services sector, and the green economy, particularly the manufacture, installation, and maintenance of solar water heaters. The fifth commitment is to youth entrepreneurship and youth cooperatives. Public agencies such as Small Enterprise Finance Agency, Small Enterprise Development Agency, and the Jobs Fund will be encouraged to develop and strengthen dedicated programs of support for youth enterprises and youth cooperatives. The sixth commitment is to develop private sector measures to expand the intake of young people with targeted youth support and incentives approved by all constituencies. It is important to improve private sector youth absorption, given that most sustainable new jobs are expected to be created in the private sector. We wish to complete all the preparatory work so that programs can be announced between today and June this year, which is National Youth Month.
Making history in South Africa. As SANCO, we would like to also challenge the youth that as we are standing here today at Hector Pieterson, so we know that Hector Pieterson today is a hero. So we'd like to see, even amongst the youth, that they must be the heroes too, where when they are dead or at some stages, because of what they've done.
Presence of Deputy Minister Tobias Bokolo, who represents the Department of Trade and Industry, whose work through industrialization create jobs, who has programs on youth development in the province and who's working with government on the infrastructure rollout in the province to create jobs for young people.
For those of us who will be appending our signatures, written there, is that to commit ourselves to fight against child abuse and also to fight against drug abuse.
We are launching this accord in a site that commemorates young people who used stones and bricks to bring down apartheid. Ours as this generation is to pick up those stones and build this South Africa through efforts like this. We are signing this accord in the month of freedom in April. And this must show significance to young people that these are all efforts that are geared towards emancipating us as young people from economic bondages.
I'm going to call the Minister of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs, Minister Baloyi, who will be followed by Minister of Mineral Resources, Minister Shawangu, who will be followed by Deputy Minister of Rural Development and Land Reform, Deputy Minister Tsinoli, who will be followed by Deputy Minister Bokolo. I will announce the other minister who will follow later. It is a privilege for me to have this opportunity to call so much important people at one stage, at one time, and they follow my instruction. Do Ella, please follow in line.
In the form of a commitment that has been made by all role players and stakeholders who have made a commitment to work collectively towards addressing what presents itself as one of the most critical challenges that we confront as a country and a people. We confront these challenges for ours is a country of young people.
I now call on Minister Chabani to please affix his signature. I think he wants a standing ovation from you for signing.
Tero Situlani from Business Unity South Africa. Ndaba Nsele from Business Council.
Of unemployment, especially amongst our young people, is felt on a daily basis by hundreds and thousands of our fellow citizens. Young people who wake up each morning without work, having never worked and with no prospect of work. Each and every one of those young people is more than just a statistic. They are our sons and our daughters.
I just hope the workers don't believe they are signing a wage agreement. Otherwise they can demand wage increase from here.
NACDU is pleased to be part of the signing ceremony of the Youth Employment Accord. NACDU believes that the youth are the future of our society and of our nation. NACDU believes that full employment is key to the success of any country.
It's after this.
Mr.